The only reason I'm writing this story is because of some videos that were made about the 1 billionth Roblox user. And to make this clear, I don't care if anyone believes me or not. I just want this out there. My therapist said it would help my mental health to write out the experience. I honestly don't know what to think. I keep getting those recurring nightmares. The night I lost my sister. To preface this, I live in a small town in Arkansas, where you can basically leave one town, drive 100 miles of wooded area to another town. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because it'll be important later on. I will not disclose the name of the town or school I attend for obvious reasons, and for the sake of anonymity, I will call myself Asuna, and my younger sister Azura. I had recently entered my last year of high school. My little sister Azura was in her first year of high school. Writing this now, I get flashbacks from when we were still together still. We actually got along together. I loved being around her. Maybe it's because we were only 3 years apart, who knows. Anyways, I had recently got into a game called Roblox. It wasn't that popular in my school, but it kept me entertained during lunch. One of my friends, let's call him Albert, first introduced me to it. One of the first games I played was called Shark Bite, where you're on a boat and trying to escape the shark. Sounds simple, but it's super fun. Anyways, I wanted to get my sister into Roblox. Coincidentally, my lunch and recess, yes, my high school has recess, was also her study hall and recess, so we could co-op on Roblox. My sister, even though she's younger, is really mature for her age. She can also have a bit of a temper when you really tick her off, which is no surprise whenever she created her account and just put "I'm cool" in her status. We're usually home alone. Our parents are at work and they believe we're old enough to take care of ourselves, which is fine for the most part. I told Azura about Roblox. She seemed down to try it out for a bit. I helped her a bit with her name. Albert and I belong to a group called Rare Roblox Names, and we eventually agreed on Azu5573, something close to her name, not Azura, her real name. I let her play on it for a while I made some dinner for us. "Can I have my MacBook now?" I said, sort of impatient. Azura was using my MacBook to finish a round of Phantom Forces. "That's lame," she said, her voice sounding monotonous. Nothing really surprises her or even remotely scares her. You can take her to see any horror movie and she'll sleep right through it. What is it?" I asked. "I'm getting spammed with friend requests and follows." I looked closely at her homepage and noticed her user number was 1 billion. "Azura, you're the 1 billionth user of Roblox. That's something that only happens once a millennium. You're going down in Roblox history." Whoop-de-doo. Do I get a prize or something? Because other than that, I could care less. She said sarcastically. "Wanna go a few rounds on Phantom Forces?" Later that same day, Azura got a message on her phone. Azura tilted her head. I think she was actually confused. "That's cute. Someone named Richard Rowe messaged me." She smiled and typed something. A few seconds later, her smile turned into a neutral expression. "Is something wrong, Azura?" I asked. "They know my name." I didn't know if she said that as a question or as a statement, but what she said next confirmed it was a statement. "They know where I live." I asked who she was talking about. She showed me her phone and indeed, someone named Richard Rowe messaged her. Here's the timeline of chats. "Hello, my name is Richard Rowe. Congratulations, you have been selected to be in my experiment. I'm pregnant, leave me alone, you dumb newbie hibiscus." This was an obvious bluff. "Noob is not a very nice word. Please do not use it again. And according to my scan, you do not seem to be pregnant, Azura." I had to reread that last part. It's almost as if she were talking to some kind of bot, or a really smart AI. Azura probably read my mind and answered the question I was going to ask. No, I did not give him any of my personal information, if that's what you're thinking, Asuna. I don't even know how he friended me. We left it at that. At least she did. I got up around 12 a.m. and got into my MacBook and logged into her account. Thank Apple for Keychain. I looked into her friends list, and to my surprise, Richard Rowe was not in her friends list, but his messages were still there. I clicked on the profile, but it led me to an error 404 page. I tried reloading the page and realized something. The user number for a split second said 0. User 0? I assumed it was a moderator or an admin, but a search through Reddit and other forums resulted in no conclusive answers. I looked through some of the user numbers. User number 1 was of course Roblox themselves. All of a sudden I heard the all too familiar sound of the Roblox chat sound. I'll admit I jumped a bit because the sound caught me off guard. It was from Richard Rowe. The message said something along the lines of, "You're not Azura. You must be her older sister, Asuna." I almost passed out, but I managed to keep my composure. "Who are you, and what do you want from my sister?" "Follow me to my place." I was suspicious at first, but being a stupid teenager, I accepted, and soon joined his game afterwards. I joined a game called Richard Rowe's Place and saw the only player other than me, Richard Rowe. What you see here is paradise, my home. Richard summoned what I recognized as a Dominus floating atop his head, and said something in a different language. Dominus Infernus, sic transit gloria mundi. The place turned into a different kind of world. This was done by the work of the Dominus, I theorized. The once plain green ground became a luscious paradise, better than what I have seen made in Roblox. This place looked like a dream, the style of a dream. The sky was not blue, but white. Objects had a radiant glow. There were Roblox characters roaming through the world with no care in the world. The place you see was Roblox when I was first created. Robloxia was the name, but over the years, hackers, exploiters, and even the people who are called YouTubers ruined this universe, corrupting its beauty. The purpose of my existence is to destroy all who have withered my paradise. Your sister, the 1 billionth user, will aid in my project. Project Mind Heist. I slammed my laptop shut, my mind still processing what I just read. What the fudge did he or they or whatever this guy want with my sister? It's after my sister. Should I tell her? No, this is some elaborate dumb prank that's gone too far. But too many things don't make sense. It knew me and my sister by name. What was Project Mind Heist? How is he user 0? I don't think I slept that night, because during recess my friend Albert noticed me sitting on a swing all alone. He asked me if I was okay, but I just nodded. The playground was relatively new. Even us teenagers enjoyed it. The reason why they built this playground is anyone's guess, but hey, the teens loved it. I noticed my sister sitting by the restrooms in the built-in shade that also served as outside lunch tables, and all the way behind her were the deep woods. In the next few days though, I noticed her mood change. She got even more mad, especially around recess. Not only her though, her friends too. I got closer to the conversation. How did he take us all out? He has to be hacking, one of her friends said in frustration. He's not hacking, he's outsmarting us, replied Azura. I could tell she just wanted to rip apart her device. Is something wrong, sis? I asked. She showed me her laptop. She said that this Richard Rowe guy kept beating her at every game. Whoever this guy was knew my sister hates losing. I looked at her screen. One of the messages said, "Would you like to see who I am, Azura?" Before I could say anything, she wrote that she would. Richard Rowe then said, "They'll meet at the playground." I told her that she was out of her mind for accepting that, though she was adamant it was someone at school. She said they would meet tomorrow in the exact same outdoor table. I didn't know what to do at this point. Should I report Richard Rowe? Actually, I tried to, but every time I tried to set messages to friends only, Richard Rowe would just come back. So I made up a plan. If I could not stop my sister from going to the playground, I would call the cops. I know for a fact she was going to the playground tomorrow morning. I texted Albert to meet me at the playground in the morning, and I also made sure to tell him to bring some kind of weapon just in case. I woke up to a loud thunder crack. Startled, I looked at my phone and saw that my phone was dead. I cursed under my breath. I knew she must have drained the battery. As quick as I could, I got out of bed, put on my shoes, raincoat, and once I opened my front door, I was greeted to a splash of water. Great, she left in the rain. I got on my dad's bike and pedaled to school. When I got there, Azura was nowhere to be seen. I start screaming her name, looking everywhere around the playground. Where is she? Please, Azura, be okay. That's when I see it. Silhouettes. At the end of the tree line, I yelled out Azura's name. I could hear a distant, muffled scream through the rain. I run towards the tree line. That is, until I feel a blow that knocked the wind out of me. I land on one of the cafeteria tables. I see a man, or what I thought was a man. I couldn't get a good look at him, but when I did, I swear the face looked smooth, almost like a mannequin. That horrific sight almost made me pass out. If it weren't for the fact that two more of these things came for me. One of them, I remember, was a two-headed dog. I know, I sound crazy right now. And the other was a freaking clown. I jumped off the table and make a break into the restroom. My plan was to lure them into the restroom and escape through the small window in the restroom. My heart, feeling it would explode out of my chest. I wait under the window until I could see them come in. All of a sudden, I hear the most disturbing noise I have ever heard in my life. A purple robotic creature came out of the stalls, its hands, those cold, hard hands, closed onto my throat. I thought it was the end for me then and there. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the robot's head blew up in sparks. It was Albert. He had his father's Remington shotgun. I hugged him so hard that I thought it would suffocate him. "Where did the animatronic Arthur come from?" he asked. "Animatronic what?" I said, confused, until I looked at the partially broken head. I recognized it as Kratos the Warlord. "We need to get my sister." We run out of the restroom and saw the three other Arthros going into the tree line. I screamed Azura's name. I took Albert's shotgun and dart towards the woods. Two of the Arthro animatronics stayed, their armor shining through the rain. I aimed the shotgun, fire around at the clown. Bits of it blew off. I then grabbed the shotgun by the front end, and with sheer rage, I broke the thing's skull with the butt of my shotgun. I looked up, the heavy rain partially blinding my sight. I kept firing at the two-headed dog Arthro, but as luck would have it, I ran out of ammo, so I simply tackled the thing into a ravine. I blacked out midway down. I woke up. It was pitch black. The rain had stopped, and I realized it was night. A quick glance, and I could not see that Arthro anywhere. I tried getting up, but my body gave in. "Come back to me, Azura." I saw a light and a man walk towards me. For a split second, I thought St. Peter had come for me, until I saw the bright orange vest. I eventually passed out again. I woke up in a bed, a hospital bed to be exact. There was a police officer in the room, along with my parents. "Where's Azura and Albert?" I said. Miss, I need you to answer some questions. You were found 5 miles off the playground. You luckily were found before hypothermia claimed you, the officer said. Where are they? I said in a harsher tone. Your sister was found inside the restrooms. There seemed to have been an explosion. We can't determine whether she died because of the explosion or from the collapse. And as for Albert, he was partially caught in the explosion. He's in a coma right now. I'm sorry, Asuna. My whole world crumbled right there. I've lost everything. My sister, my best friend. I never told them what actually happened. I just said I could not remember. Weeks passed by, and for the first time I logged into Roblox. Azu. Richard Rowe's messages were gone. I kept getting those recurring nightmares. The playground, the collapsed building. I'm sure whatever those Arthro animatronics were took my sister. But there's a memory that pops up in my mind. A blocky-looking figure in the tree line. After going through therapy, I was diagnosed with PTSD. The therapist said writing and expressing my thoughts would help. I took it a step further. I went to my sister's Roblox account and recreated the playground and the collapsed building, just like in my dream. Whatever else you hear about what happened to this account is not true. They are all lies. My sister's account was never password guessed. She was taken.
Update.
I was not planning on updating this, but something strange happened today. I visited my sister's funeral when a man came up to me and said, "You miss your sister, don't you?" A sibling's bond is truly never broken. I could not recognize this man in all black. "Who are you?" I asked. "Just call me Ricky. Ricky Goldsworth. Your sister is still alive, and I promise to bring her back." I had no words. I didn't know what to say. I had too many questions to ask him. He said one more thing before he left. "We're in the endgame now." I don't know what to make of this, but for some odd reason, I have a feeling of hope. And I'm feeling tired. A lot more tired than usual. I think I'll go to sleep right now.